Hey, what's going on, guys? Today I want to show you the results of the test that I recently did, which is farming expedition in maps. So at the beginning of the league I was farming logbooks for a while, and I know that they are very rewarding, so I was also wondering how good expedition is in maps. And also the prices of Rusted Scarab is anywhere between 8 to 10 chaos, so I was wondering, is it actually worth to use those scarabs? So what I did is I bought 30 bog maps, and the reason why I went for this map is because it is in Lira Arthain, which has the expedition passives, and it's also tier 16, which I believe also matters for the amount of artifacts you drop. So for example, if you went for tier 14, you probably would get less artifacts. So obviously I went for the expedition passives, just for more explosives, additional suffixes, more remnants, and more runic monster markers, and additional chance to get logbooks. In terms of other two passive points, you can go for pretty much anything. Invasion bosses are fine, heist is fine, beast is fine. Breach is probably the worst one, but you still probably can go for them. But what I wanted to test out is how good is bestiary also in this zone. Obviously I couldn't go for all three passive, but I still went for V2. And I was using polished bestiary scarab just to get some additional profit from them, and I was just full clearing map with beasts and also with scourge. So to know how actually good it is, I also did a second test where I also did 30 bog maps, but this time around I did this without bestiary, and I was just entering map, clearing expedition, killing map boss, and going out. So just fast speed running the expedition in second test, and in first test I was full clearing map with bestiary and with scourge. And for the watchstones I was using the increased quantity of artifacts dropped by monsters by 20%. There's the second one, which increases the quantity of reroll items by 20%. So it is up to you for which one you want to go for. If you want to just sell the reroll items, you probably would want to go for them, but I actually wanted to use them. And you can't buy artifacts, but you can buy reroll items if you run out of them. So I prefer to just go for artifacts, so I can just buy a lot of stuff from the vendors. So again, what I did is I bought bog maps. I was using chisels on them, alchemy, just checking for bad mobs. So this one has fizz reflex, I would just reroll it. This one is fine. I was using expedition scarab, double sacrifice fragment, and again, if I was doing the first test with bestiary, I was also using one bestiary scarab. Other than that, I would just, in the second test I would just go in like that and go in. And bog is also very nice for expedition because it is very open map, and also it is very small one. So very often you would see something like this. You just enter the map and it's immediately at the beginning. Obviously that's not always the case, but that happens very often. And then the entrance to the boss is also usually very close. So as you can see, it is right here, and you'll just go in, kill the map boss, and then, well, let's pick up this heist thing and finish the expedition. So how I did the expedition is I was focusing on monster have a chance to drop currency, quantity of artifact drop by monster, and the third one is, did I find it here? Nope. The one that gives you increased amount of logbooks, and then just focus on getting as many skulls as possible. So in this one I would just go here for currency and for artifacts. I probably would prefer artifacts as the first one. So number 1, number 2, let's go here for some skulls. Number 3, 4, 5, and last one I would just go here for double skulls, and then at the end I always check the mods, so you can check them here. So I always check for the immune to lightning, because I can't well, I'm not dealing any other type of damage, so I can't do lightning immune. And also I am always checking for 100% chance to block. Well, monsters have a cap of 85 with this mod, so I don't want the double block. And also there is another one which gives monster chance to avoid damage, which is also very bad if you stack it. Other bad mods are obviously things like cannot leech, monsters give less, well, don't give flash charges, but you can still probably do them, it's just a bit more annoying. So now I'll just clear. And there isn't really that much loot, as you can see, but the biggest things are the logbooks, if you drop them, the reroll items, and obviously artifacts. And you don't see the artifacts, you just see them as a floating text, like here. So that would be pretty much it in terms of the example. And now let's look at the profit. So here is the first test where I did a full clearing map. So I got quite a lot of loot. Here is the just a random stuff, some lighted maps, Guardian maps. I got 1 Empower, 1 Redeemer Orb, because I was also doing the Awakener from time to time. Here are all of the logbooks and reroll item. After I did use my all of my Dunning artifacts and my Tuyen reroll items. So I did drop 9 Tuyen reroll items from this test only, and I did get, I believe, 20 burial medallions. So I lost 10 of them to get some additional items like Astragalis, coinages, and I believe I bought like 1 logbook. And here is all of the currency that I also dropped from the map. So again, I was full clearing map, so there is quite a lot of currency considering this is only 30 maps. And here are all of the items that I bought from Tuyen with the like 9 or maybe a little bit more, because I was again buying some with the medallions from Tuyen rerolls. And that's other tests, so that doesn't matter. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And here is the test where I was only clearing expedition and a map boss. So I didn't even bother to sort the loot, because there isn't that much. There's only like few stack decks, chaos, orbs, guardian maps. I got 1 hunter exalted orbs, and I was a bit more lucky with logbooks. I believe I got like 2 more than in the previous test, and I got less Astragalis, more scrap metals, more coinages, because I actually did drop, I believe, like 40 of them, and I did spend all of them, and I ran out of artifacts, and I still have 17. But I didn't get that many burial medallions. I think I only got like 4 or something. And here are all of the items that I bought with Tuyen rerolls this time around. So I got 1 exalt and quite a lot of other loot. So obviously logbooks are not logbooks. Expedition is a bit RNG, especially if you're gonna buy stuff from the vendor. So yeah, the tests are a little bit different in terms of the results, but on average, if you would add them up, you would get more actual result, let's say. And I didn't spend the Astragalis and Rogue because again they are very RNG, so I just didn't want to like randomly get a Headhunter and Mageblood and say, oh, this test was just better, right? So I did save my Astragalis and I just counted them as a profit. So let's look at the spreadsheet. So here is the first test. I did spend again 30 mouse, 30 scarabs, 30 other scarabs, some rerolls and sacrifice fragment. It did take me 4 hours to do this test. And in terms of beast, I got 500 and 80 chaos in total from all of the beasts. So I count yellow beasts as 2 chaos because you also have to spend 1 C on buying the orbs to capture the beasts into the orbs, so to make them tradable, and you can sell them for 3 chaos. And I did the same thing for every other beast. I subtracted 1 chaos from each one of the beasts for the price of the orb. And here are all of the other items. So in Exile Lens, so from this tab and this tab, I got 825C in reroll items, so the remaining items that I didn't spend on buying stuff from the vendors, 200C, logbooks 320, and I counted them for the Knights of the Sun 65C, Black Scythe 45C, and Druids or the Order of the Chalice 30C. Here are all of the items that I got from haggling with Tuyen beasts. So in total I got 2200 chaos. So minus the investment, I got 11 exalts, which means I got 2.8 exalts per hour, which isn't too great, but still pretty good result. And here is the second test where I was only doing expedition. So it took me 2 hours, so this was twice as long. And I got 1600 chaos in total. So I got obviously a little bit less loot because I wasn't full clearing maps. I did get a little bit less reroll items in terms of money, but I actually, I believe, got more overall of them, but I did spend more of them, so I ended up with less currency at the end. Logbooks, again, I believe I got like 2 more in this test, so that's just RNG. And in terms of buying items from Tuyen, I got like almost 300 chaos more because I was a bit more lucky with the coinages. And in total I got 1.6k, which means I actually got 4x per hour. And again, that's not including all of the Gwenen and Rogue items that you would be able to buy from them. So if you look at my expedition locker, I have quite a lot of Order and Broken Circle artifacts, which I still didn't spend. But I did spend most of my Sun and Black Scythe. So that's pretty much it. If I would do this again, I would probably keep doing this strat, so just without bestiary. I probably would go for heist instead, just because in between fighting a boss and expedition you would from time to time just find additional contracts and blueprints, so that would be probably the best. And you just go in, kill the map boss, do the expedition, go out, and that's pretty much it. 4 exalts for like a low investment strategy is not too bad in my opinion, but eventually if you like expedition you would probably want to move to the logbooks, and eventually I am gonna also do like a proper logbooks test, so we're gonna see how much money you can make from that. So thanks for watching and see you in the next one.